When I was 13 years old and I heard all the other kids were getting Grand Theft Auto, their own PlayStation 4s, and freedom to play whatever games they wanted, I was jealous. I begged my mum to allow me to buy a mature game like that, and I nagged her on about it forever. I knew no better. I was 13, but she still said no. Now, until I was 16 years old, I know 16, I had restrictions on my devices. Up until COVID, I seemed to be more mature at that point and could manage my time more effectively. Well, by that I mean staying up till like 2 a.m, 3 a.m, playing games with my friends online. And it was only when I turned 16 that I had full freedom over my devices. I thought I had the wrong end of the stick here, not being able to play the games all my friends were playing. But I eventually realised that it was much better for me than I thought. In this video I'm going to talk about how growing up with comparatively stricter parents helped shape me into a better man that I am today. I have a memory of when I was 12 years old. We were in Mallorca and I was playing Pixel Gun 3D on my laptop. Now, Pixel Gun 3D was a 17 rated game, and I must have got in trouble for something because my mum decided to move my age restriction back down to 13 because I was 12. I begged her to get this game for me, and in Pixel Gun 3D, there was no blood. It was just the fact that the game had guns, and that's what made the game a 17. Now, I learnt of this game from my godbrother, and he had no restrictions on his device growing up. He had any game he wanted. His sister was playing GTA San Andreas when she was 7. I'm not kidding. I can't believe they had access to such gory games back then, even if they were old games. But hey, that's their life. They're all grown up and mature now. They're good people. But as for me, I had to wait. And waiting is what helped me resist the temptation to try out new, more stimulating, more mature games. It taught me self-restraint. My parents instilled this belief in me that I must wait to get what I want. You see, everything a parent does affects their child in some way, even if it's small. And the children of the parents will subconsciously remember the lessons that they've learned from every interaction with their parent to sculpt them into the person that they will become when they are an adult. And they move out and they take all the behaviors and lessons that they learned with them. And the same applies to when my restrictions were turned down to Peggy 13 and I couldn't play my favorite game anymore. It was a form of delayed gratification, leaving the Peggy 18 games to when I was actually older and more eligible to play them. I wasn't quite 18, but who was? But since I started playing these mature games much older than everyone else, and I first got GTA San Andreas when I was 14 compared to my god sister who was 7, funnily enough, even though they may have had more fun when they were younger, I ultimately learned the lesson of self-restraint because my mum restrained me from it, which then taught me that that behaviour is correct later on in life, subconsciously, somewhere in the back of my mind. That's what I believe now. And so I'm able to endure waiting times like that in some aspects of my life because I learned that lesson of self-restraint when I was younger. It made me act less entitled as I grew up because I was used to waiting to get what I wanted. I got used to actually earning the games that I played after a while. And that lesson helps me persevere through jobs like my hospitality job as a waiter, much better than a lot of other people, because I have that belief that if I wait, my reward will come. I hope you understand the psychological effects of disciplining your child now, in a healthy way of course, and how that can positively affect that person for life. I hope you learnt an invaluable lesson here about how you may raise your kids in the future. Thank you very much for listening. Take care and see you in the next video.